Well, welcome. I'm Karen Lusick McDonald, and we're having a fun time. We're on the road with Karen, and these are some of my incredible friends. We've been friends for ages, so I wanted to introduce you to them because I have got to let you know all about my great friend, Keeping It Real with Janine at realjanine.com, and that is Janine. Wave to the friends.
Hi guys.
And we came out here. We're on tour. And we are also, both of us have been into essential oils and aromatherapists, and we do biofeedback and quantum medicine. What else do we do, Janine? Matrix energetics.
Matrix energetics, and right now the Genius biofeedback system, and I've been using the coil, which is I'm just getting amazing results with people.
Right. So we do a high advanced form of Odyssey Rife Scalar PEMF, which is a pulsed energetic magnetic resonance frequency. And Janine's got this really cute coil she can show you, plus a really cute little wand we're going to show you, because we're going to show you how we can up our game. And of course, we're on the road. We had a really fun party today, and we're sitting here in the afterglow aftermath. And that's why I thought we had to share it with you, because sitting on the couch is Tony Neves. And Tony is with he's the creator and developer and researcher and master blender, a very rare and custom blends. And his particular company is called nevESSENCE, nevessence.com. And so, without further ado, Tony, tell us what happened here a little bit today and why you're bringing us these beautiful oils into our beautiful forest and into our lands here, and why we want to share it with our friends in the viewing audience. Go right ahead, Tony.
Yeah, hi. Well, I've been through this valley before. I cycle toured through here 33 years, and known Karen for a long time, and meeting her beautiful friends. And anyways, so she actually arranged this beautiful meeting with more people I'd never met before. And so anyways, just showing people quite a bit about what I do. For example, I just developed a new line of products for the Bodhi Spa in Canmore, Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the Elements blends. There are 4 of them, and the Bodhi blend, which is very relaxing. Through that, I do custom blending for massages as well, and I do custom work for spas, where it's exclusive to their spa with their own label, things like that. Also, through being in business for 23 years, I have a really great group of colleagues where we work together to source some of the finest essential oils from all over the world. And often essential oils that are being produced by countries that have been producing for a long period of time and have the ideal climate for it tend to be of the highest quality. And obviously these people are really proud of what they do, given that they are generally leaders in the industry through proper production techniques.
So Tony, you've been on the road, and I've seen pictures of you. You were with all these roses and distillations, and I'd been with people like, with Gary Young, but to see something with you with the actual real roses and turkeys, I think wild turkeys that guard it.
Yeah, the wild turkeys of Bulgaria. Bulgaria produces 63% of the world's oil of the Turkish rose, the damask rose.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Rosado, which relates to the Ottoman Empire. But the Valley of the Roses in Bulgaria is the perfect climate for producing this type of rose.
Mm-hmm.
The turkey is the guard turkey, and came up to me, and I was pretty scared because it was just a huge turkey.
The wild turkeys are after Tony.
And yeah, he wrapped his neck around my leg and gave me a hug. But anyways, the owner, Boris, of the plantation in Bulgaria told me is his best employee, because the turkey actually aerates the soil underneath the rose bush, and which is hugely important. But also because he gets right underneath. But also what he does is he prunes the rose bushes, and he guards the rose bushes from poachers. And he's quite capable of that.
So
And also he'll even chase off, birds and other animals that try to um, hang out, kind of thing. So very important for this man to have these rose turkeys.
so
But the quality of the rose and the Rose Valley in central Bulgaria is just an incredibly perfect greenhouse for the rose and things like tomatoes to grow. It's just like the perfect greenhouse, which is a very incredible experience. You can actually see a photo of me at nevESSENCE at facebook.com with me in front of standing behind a million roses.
right.
Behind me is a 2-story still, and helping to produce the oil of rose, which was highly energizing and life-changing experience. So I've done things like that and gone through plantations in Africa and Europe and whatnot, which is really cool.
Tony, why don't you tell us about, I found it kind of fascinating about your rosemary and where it comes from and why it's important, what you've chosen for your rosemary.
I love the Tunisian rose because the Tunisians love the Tunisian rosemary because the Tunisians love the Tunisian rosemary, and great love is taken through the production of it. It's used for religious ceremonies, and they only distill the flowering tops of the rosemary bush, which gives it, which is chemically, makes the essential oil chemically structured lighter, enters your body easier, leaves your body easier, and does its thing. It's highly effective for focusing, concentration, memory, but also very highly effective circulatory aid, antiseptic. So great for sore muscles and things like that. Even skin conditions as well, with regards to helping to keep the skin healthy, especially after an injury, things like that.
So
but it should always be diluted, though, in a carrier oil, such as almond or an unscented olive oil is ideal. I like apricot kernel oil.
What about jojoba?
Jojoba is wonderful, not necessarily for massage, because jojoba is more like a type of wax. And generally, jojoba, like the combination of jojoba with almond, for example, should be like 15% jojoba or less, mixed with almond, or something like that, or a neutral smelling massage oil is ideal because it replenishes the skin. Because chemically structured, it's like your sebum, very close.
Can you talk a little bit right now? We've got some things in a few minutes here left. I want to go through actually the oils that you have, the ways we can use it, and we're dealing with a lot of stuff too, like frankincense and pine, and we talked about rosemary, but also for inhalants, but also for people in these areas with what we call radiate and renew to deal with radiation issues, or let's say different things like what we call spike protect and stuff. So what are some of your recommendations? Because I know in here you can get a hold of Jean, or actually Tony or myself, we all do custom in here, but we've put some here in that. This is lemon water that we've added lemon essential oil to. I've actually made chocolates here. I don't know if you can see it. Too bad David Wolf isn't here. But anyway, those are actually chocolates, raw cacao, with actually Tony's sweet orange in there. And actually we've put actually in this one peppermint today. So you can mix it up. Of course, we've got oils massage. Tony's got some new soaps out here, which is what you're seeing as well. And we've also got hydrosols. And one of the most incredible things I've seen at right now are some of the sprays. Even though we say it's for yoga and stuff, we'll talk about hydrosols and stuff. So could you talk a little bit about some of your top products and how to get a hold of you and where we can get these wonderful oils?
Okay. Well, you can purchase these oils from my website.
And that is?
nevESSENCE.com. For example, the peppermint oil here from India is of very high quality, right around 89% menthol, which is the highest menthol peppermint that you can get, and very effective as a circulatory aid, many things. Peppermint oil is very versatile and
Mm-hmm.
used
Muscle
through
problems.
muscle problems.
Yeah.
Also,
Pain.
to boost the immune system.
Mm-hmm.
And in India, it is used throughout the entire country. And there's a lot of people in India, but it is used throughout the entire country to help protect people from getting sick.
Right.
Boost the immune system, but also highly bactericidal, for example, things like that. And of course, India's been producing essential oil of peppermint for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's highly effective for sure.
Let's talk about this. This is an incredible one that we've just seen out here, and it's your nevESSENCE. It's called Yoga Spray. Now, it's a huge combination. What all did you put in here, just to give us a hint? I don't, I know you got proprietary secrets, but tell us a few.
Well,
why do we want to use
it's
this?
Distilled water. So it's distilled water is what the base of it is, but there's pink lotus, absolute,
Mm-hmm.
lemongrass, lemon, and pink grapefruit. The pink grapefruit and the pink lotus seem to marry really well together, scent-wise. But I call it a meditative deodorant and cleanser. I use it for not just the yoga mat, but I use it for to deodorize furniture, shoes. That's a
great one
all the time.
Okay.
And whatnot. So it is also highly bactericidal, fungicidal.
Mm-hmm.
And so what it does is it actually helps to get rid of the problem that's creating the odor.
Right.
And
so it's not just covering it up.
It's not covering it up. It's actually getting rid of the problem long after the scent itself dissipates, kind of thing. So yeah, it's become really popular and smells terrific and meditative with the pink lotus in it, because the oil of pink lotus is known to be highly meditative, used by gurus for meditative purposes, things like that.
What other oils would you suggest for meditation?
Well, I've got the myrrh, and of course sandalwood.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the sandalwood Mysore from Mysore, India, and I sell it as a 10% to make it affordable for the public, and it's highly effective that way as a 10%. But yeah, there are a lot. Oil of spruce I find is highly meditative and grounding.
Now, Karen, didn't you say something to me about what a high frequency spruce is? That's something I didn't know.
Right. A lot of these things that people realize when we deal in the quantum field here is that people start getting ill when their frequencies start dropping below these 60 hertz. Okay. So in order to start feeling better, and I'll just give you an idea, you could have the best top superfood on the planet, and it's only about 30 hertz. So if you're taking synthetics or GMOs, they're going to be 0 to 15. So there's little vibration there, as we know we need to be vibrating. And a lot of these oils are, as you said, they're antifungal, anti-tumoral. That's why we're starting to see things used, frankincense or tobacco essential oil for, let's say, anti-venoms, snake bites. That's where the term snake bite salesman came in, because they were using the oils even as an anti-venom back then. And actually, as you talked about the turkeys guarding the rose tree, the actual snake vipers used to guard the frankincense tree. So I spent a lot of time with Dr. Gary Young.
Right.
Now, in here, just to bring that up.
And also the helichrysum in Croatia.
Right.
The
Halo of Christ. Helichrysum, yeah.
Yeah, helichrysum that is produced in Croatia. There's actually a wild viper. Well, they're all wild, but this is like the snub-nosed viper. Horned viper, and so people don't generally go into the helichrysum farms because the vipers are around, and they're actually very highly territorial. And so the viper actually protects the helichrysum in Croatia from people trying to poach it, so to speak.
No, one of the things too, when we talked about frequency, the highest frequencies on the planet are your trees. So that's why you're seeing people go get some pine needle tree. Well, we could take a couple drops of pine needle essential oil. It's not just about smelling it. It can go on the skin when you have this kind of extremely high quality. These are therapeutic. You don't get any higher than that. They're in bath. That raises the vibration just by being there on that sacred site and ley line.
But also never gets too warm there, and so it helps to protect the essential oils and keep them fresh. And that's a good thing because yeah, too much warmth.
So one,
So it's
Now,
good to
hold
be
on.
in a
Now,
cool,
Karen,
in a cool
what-
climate.
yeah.
You're talking conifers, right?
yeah,
Not
and so
deciduous.
yes, we are. So
okay.
what's happening when you get into the spruce trees and stuff like that? They're actually at 560 hertz. So if we start thinking about what trees, what oils do you want to get from a 3D to 4D to 5D, what are we going to choose then? The ones in the 500 hertz, which are going to be the tree oils, the frankincense, the myrrh, the sandalwood, the cedarwood, the spruce, the fir, the pine. And Tony's got a great essential line, and actually you actually custom made one for me, didn't you? The forest blend. Karen's forest blend.
Yeah. With
Okay.
the fir needle and the pine and the spruce.
Yeah.
And,
And what are some of the other blends we've done? You've done Dreamsicle, you can actually, anyone that's doing
I
Young
have.
Living, he can make for you.
after 23 years, I have several hundred
Yeah.
actually. And also I do an interview process with people and I actually through that find out what they feel they're in need of therapeutically, and also what they like the scent of. And I've gotten really good at making the scent smell terrific. So I call it therapeutic perfumery. That's something I'm getting
Nice.
pretty good at. I've been because it's my passion. So
No, well, one of the
been a
things, not to be a damper on it, but we're seeing a lot of people now starting to go into green burials and stuff. We just had that happen in our community. Frankincense, myrrh, and all these essential oils are huge to be actually sprayed in the homes to protect us from also picking things up from other people. But are actually, it's not just embalming purposes. It's actually for, I call marinating people, like raindrop technique. I know it always sounded so official. I'm going to just, before we close off here, Janine's got in her hand a couple different books. Okay. These are, we were comparing here because I came with the new versions. This is from Essential Oil Desk Reference. It's from Life Science Publishing. That's how old Janine and I go back into doing this. Because
this is the first, yeah, this is
first-
the first,
first
printing.
edition.
This first printing.
yeah, so we're comparing. So there's another one called Essential Oils Releasing Negative Emotions.
Good book.
And we talked about the animals here because a lot of people, they're all about the animals. And seriously, other than wintergreen, probably about 8 or 10 other oils, not necessarily in there, but there's entire sections for animals here. And as Janine mentioned, we can imprint things on our Genius Biofeedback, our Rifer Odyssey, and
Yeah.
she could bring the coil just quickly. And we actually put some of your essential oils in here. And I joke not, this was done at a,
thank you.
everyone got it. These are new things that are red and blue light therapy. I put your oil in here and you can still smell that. How long has that been? 4 months? Pass that around.
Yep.
Can you still smell that after 4 months
Sure
from
can.
Winlaw?
It smells great still.
And that is just like I put it on. And so this goes through blue light, red light, and these replace actually those wands that we have. So this is something, again, if you're into the blue light, terahertz, these are new ways to do it. Putting the essential oils into the water and terahertz in that. So we'll just show
Remedy
you quickly.
plate.
These are remedy plates that we can put your essential oils on. And again, increase the vibration and the frequency. Plus we can imprint other things that you might need. Custom doing that. And these are very Tesla oscillating like rodent coils. If Janine and I don't have the toys, then you're missing something. What else have you got for here?
Here's the coil.
That's the
This is
toy.
a pulse electromagnetic frequency device that we connect in with the Genius. It translates the frequencies
Yeah.
into the magnetics. It's incredibly beneficial. So far, everyone who I've used it with has walked away feeling 200-300% better. It's amazing. I've been able to get rid of brain fog. If I'm exhausted or really just, really out of sorts and tired, I use that for a half hour. I feel so much better. It's just, the more I use it, the more impressed I've been with it.
And I think
cool.
those are one of the things, Janine and I are seeing things, and we'll just give you an example here quickly. We can actually have a directory in here that will actually custom your voice, your picture, and line up the essential oil that you need. And I actually have an entire directory of all the Mountain Spring nevESSENCE oils, courtesy from Tony. So we could take you to something like this, to
Cool.
something incredibly vibrant, just by doing even the frequency oils or putting your oils onto the plate and imprinting them. So I think that's a very cool thing. So this is where we've taken oils to the next level. I want to thank you. In closing, how do we get a hold of you, Janine, and then Tony?
Well, if
And
you're
your
interested
websites?
in the podcast, I've been doing that for 10 years now. I've interviewed tons of amazing people.
Who's your top couple?
I always feel high after an interview.
Who sticks out in your
I
mind? A
would say
couple.
one would be Dr. Stephanie Seneff. I've had her
Really?
on many, many times, like at least 8 times.
Mhm.
We originally connected over glyphosate
Okay.
because long before anybody was talking about glyphosate, I used to say, it's not the GMOs, it's the glyphosate.
Right.
So yeah, I have her on frequently. I love like Dr. Cami Benton. She's an MD who gave everything up because she wouldn't get jabbed. And she's in the process of creating a whole alternative healthcare system.
Mm-hmm.
And she's really into these kinds of things too.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's hard to pick top ones because most of the time I feel like I've connected with a soul sister or soul brother.
Thank you. So listen to our interview together as well. What do you think?
Yeah, we did a great interview.
We did some great interviews together too. So, and Tony, thank you. How do you get a hold of someone here? How do we? And do they get a hold of you? You get a hold of them?
Well, I have a website.
Website?
And, you can now purchase through my website, especially in Canada. It's easy because shipping right now is $12 Canada-wide.
Mm-hmm.
And you can check me out at nevESSENCE.com. So it's nevessence.com.
And you ship internationally?
And I do ship internationally, but you have to contact me through email or phone me for that arrangement because of the shipping. Yeah, and then my website has my contact information, phone number, etc.
Facebook,
also,
Telegram, where else?
Facebook, nevESSENCE at facebook.com. But yeah, my telephone number is there, and if you have any questions, just phone us, and we'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
And if I may add,
Of course.
probably I use Telegram more than anything else. But if somebody wants to email me to get more information, it's Janean, JANEAN, S as in Sam, H as in Harry, @gmail.com.
And thank you for joining me. I'm Karen Ann McDonald. I'm the 13th White Bear Clan Mother. And you can get a hold of me at clanmother13@gmail, and that's with a K. And join me on Facebook, Telegram, Twitter. We are X now, I guess we could say, right? We've been X'd out. Anyway, those are fun things. LinkedIn and Jab and Gab and everything else you can think of, and Signal now too. So do join us there, and we'd be happy to get a hold of you and do consults. All 3 of us do consults. We have your top interests at heart. So with lots of love, adieu, adieu. See you guys later. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.